And welcome back to part 3 of What If Neji Killed Hinata. Last time I even said we're just moseying along, or I can't remember exactly, I was cruising along. I think that's what I put in the description of the last video. Yeah, because events, there are subtle enough changes to characters and drives and stuff like that, that events are changing, but they're not changing drastically enough for it to really affect the main story, which is why we can actually get through this one a lot faster than some of the other Naruto what-ifs. So last time we found Tsunade. Naruto has a Rasengan at this point, obviously, and even learned to do it one-handed. But he also did finally get down to Winjutsu. He got the Gale Palm down. He knows how to use Winjutsu now. And I'm sure as Jiraiya left to just do his thing for a little bit, that he maybe left Naruto with a scroll or two to learn. Naruto's probably been practicing Great Breakthrough as well. But more importantly, there's that time period now between when he got back and when him and Sasuke had that fight. We don't really know how long Sasuke had been in the hospital at that point. We know it had to have been a couple days minimum. But we don't know. And so, really, one of the things that happens during that time, sure, Naruto is definitely saying hi to Sakura, being a little annoying to her as she finds him and whatnot, hanging out. But he does train a bit with the Great Breakthrough, making sure he has all of it, practicing Rasengan and his Gale Palm. But one of the things he actually ends up doing is he ends up going to the Hyuga compound. And this is the first time in a long time Naruto's been very nervous about doing something. And it's like, these are the Hyugas, man. Like, oh, they're going to hate me. They're going to, but he's like, the guards is like, who goes there? Who are you? He's like, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I've come to pay my respects to Hinata Hyuga. And why should we let you in? Did you know her personally? Well, I mean, you are not welcome here. Be gone. He's like, that's enough. And then all of a sudden, sir! And there is Hiyashi there. Because it's like, and he's like, you're Hinata's dad. It's like, I'm the leader of the Hyuga clan. Yes. The boy has my permission to come and pay his respects. Sir, it's like, yeah, is there a problem with that? And it's like, no, like, no, sir. It's like, no, and it's like, thank you. It's like, it's the least I could do. Aren't you mad at me? And why would I be mad at you, Naruto? And Naruto's trying to basically say, like, even after everything that's kind of happened, he still feels guilty. Naruto's always going to carry that little voices saying, you killed Hinata, you killed Hinata. He's always going to have that in his head no matter what everyone says, And it's like, you think I blame you for her death, don't you? You're wrong, Naruto. It's like, but I'm the one who told her, to keep going. And knowing her and the way you inspired, and knowing her in the way that you would inspired her even without your words, she would have kept going regardless. She made her choice, Naruto, as we all do. Do I miss my daughter? Yes, more than anything. In truth, I can't say I was a good enough father to her. I was too hard, too demanding, with too high of expectations. If I could take it back, I would do it in a heartbeat. But we cannot change the past, Naruto. We can only look to the future and try to improve ourselves. That's not the right way to say it. We can only look to the future and try to act accordingly. And it seems you'll have a spotted company as well. And then Naruto means, what do you mean? And he goes, and just like the memorial stone that we have in the village, with all the KIA we see in like their first, training exercise with Kakashi, the bell test. There's this nice little, looks almost like a crystal, except it's almost lavender, like sapphire, not sapphire, but violet looking in color. And standing there also is Neji, and he's just, there, and he's just silence paying respect. Naruto's there, and Naruto, opens the little bag, and he got a flower for her, and just, Naruto, and Neji does acknowledge Naruto, and Naruto's like, Neji, and they're just kind of standing there in silence, like, Neji's just, Neji just looking there, and Naruto doesn't see his eyes. He's just down, like, I could say I'm sorry 1,000 times. It would never matter, would it? It doesn't change the fact that she's gone, and I'm the one who killed her. And Naruto's now looking at him, and for the first time since the fight, He can see it. He sees everything on Neji's face. He sees the remorse, the pain, the hurt, the anger, all of it on Neji's face. And Neji's finally got to his eyes. Like, I was so blinded by everything that happened in my past. I took it out on everyone around me, including her. Every time she tried to help me, I just shunned her away. And then he starts to break down. And Naruto just looks at him and just just looks at the sky, just kind of has a chuckle. It's like, it's like, you think that's funny? It's like, no, it's like, not the way you think. It's Hinata probably spent all this time just wanting to be a good, like, sister or relative. They called each other brother sister, but they weren't related, but still good friend to you and stuff like that. And I bet even now she's looking down at us, just looking at you, seeing how you've come up so far in just a short time. I bet she'd be more than happy about how you kind of turned out since then. Because all she wanted you to do was be you, not be bound to anything that this clan made you do. And then he's just kind of got this. He's not just got a sad smile on him, but it's a legit smile. He's like legitimately kind of like thinking about what Hinata probably would have wanted, and then you kind of like, actually kind of like, you really are something, you bastard. Of course, I'm not the one who was completely blind to her obvious crushing you, and then Naruto's again, because this is probably going to be thrown in his face for a while. It's like, I'm not going to live that one down, am I? I mean, to be fair though, she never spoke up about it. Yeah, but she was always following you. Well, I don't have a 360 vision, asshole. And, they kind of actually share a laugh, and just like that, they're having a laugh. And somewhere in heaven, I was like, And it's like, I'm glad they're kind of they're laughing a little bit. And Hiyashi's even looking from afar, paying his silent respects, and he can actually see it. He can see the healing slowly start, and he actually kind of has like an affirmative nod. And so, it's like, I don't think I'll ever truly be the same. It's like, and Naruto even looks and is like, good, don't be the same. Be better than what you were. Don't be who you were in the past. Be who you want to be. Be who you think she would have wanted you to be. And so, and it's like, well, and he leaves the flower, and they head off. So we move back to the main story. I wanted that little moment there because I wanted to acknowledge that someone brought up, and I did bring it up in the last video, that Naruto does know Hinata's feelings for him now, because it got brought up a lot because she died, and people knew clearly. But I did want a resolution with Neji and Naruto after the fight, and a moment at her grave, because she's not going to be buried. She's a member of a clan. She's not just going to be buried in just any old freaking graveyard. No, she's probably going to have her own little memorial plot in their clan compound. But now we move on to the main part of the story. Obviously, Orochimaru sends the Sound 4. Sasuke is just pissed off about everything right now, and Naruto just gets whacked on the head by Sakura. It's like, ugh. And again, it's just that little thing. It's like, why does she keep hitting me? She was seriously abusive. Anyway, and Naruto and Sasuke challenges Naruto. Naruto's like, fine, I was just thinking I want to kick your butt anyway. And their fight goes down. Now, because Naruto has only recently learned Winjutsu, and I think he has the great breakthrough down as well, he does have that initial crash course on the elements, and he knows that his Winjutsu is not going to be any good against Sasuke's unless it can overpower Sasuke's. That's the thing. Yes, elemental advantages are a big thing, but let's be very clear. A more powerful, say, fire jutsu can still overpower a weaker water jutsu, and basically just turn it to steam. Same thing here. A powerful enough Winjutsu could overpower a fire jutsu. But Naruto doesn't have very strong wind jutsu at the moment. The best he's got right now is the Great Breakthrough. And against a Fireball jutsu, even though Naruto's got more chakra, probably isn't going to do much. And Naruto at least has that immediate knowledge. Their fight goes pretty similar, though Naruto is a bit more adept at hand-to-hand combat, which means when Sasuke goes for a couple hits, Naruto actually knows how to block a little bit and actually get a counter-strike and actually get a good couple jabs in on Sasuke. Sasuke, I think, is still the more confident hand-to-hand fighter between the two, but Naruto definitely is able to keep up a bit more and use his clones more effectively. Sasuke fires the Fireball Jutsu, Naruto uses the Rasengan to block it, and they come in. That's when Kakashi comes, stops the fight. And really, at that point, everything leading up to Sasuke's departure goes almost clockwork. Um, I will say though, when Sakura goes like, "So if you want that date you've always wanted, fine." Now that, and I think there's a little difference where Naruto isn't. It's not really a date, and Naruto is actually very aware just by the tone of voice it's not a date, but he treats it more like two friends, just talking, chatting and talking, and he still gives he still kind of gives the same advice and information and, delivery of that information to Sakura, which just bums her out, but he does try to lift her spirits up a bit more. And so, again, Sakura have that departure, knocks her out. Really, and truthfully, nothing about anything has changed up in this part. The confrontation with the sound goes the exact same. The Kakashi talk goes the exact same. The team, even the Sasuke retrieval team is the same. Neji is just, is a bit more, determined to be better. I do think, by the way, just my wardrobe in slight psychological personality aspect, the point of Neji, he also adopts the face mask that Kakashi adopts. Now, everyone basically knows what he looks like, but he's adopting that, I think, because why Kakashi did it was because people kept comparing him to his father. If I'm not mistaken, that was the reason he did it. And so it's kind of like a barrier, really. A barrier between, the real world and, him, that, he keeps himself guarded at all times. I think Neji does that for a little psychological comfort as well. Although I don't think he wears a black mask because it doesn't blend with his outfit. I think he wears more like a mask fitting of the color of his outfit. So again, really, with the Sound 4 stuff, not Jirobo. Oh, wait, Jirobo? Yeah. I was about to say Jidambo. Jidambo is Bleach. Jirobo, that fight goes the same. Naruto does a little better in his fight with Kidomaru, and then Neji squares off with him. Neji's fight really would most likely go the same, because he was probably practicing at that point and getting down to 28 palms that he wasn't able to do initially. Here, that most people have tend to forget him, including his teammates, Rock Lee and Tenten, after hearing how just much he's really feels terrible about what he did, and Guy finally come around and forgive him for what he did, for what it's worth. Forgive him in the basic sense. Really, in true honesty, all the Sasuke retrieval stuff goes the same up until maybe the Kimimaro versus Naruto part. Because Naruto's got a couple extra jutsu under his belt, and because he can do a one-handed Rasengan without any issue, when he goes against Kimimaro with the Fox Chakra, he does pose a bit more of a threat. He is blinded, definitely, by his rage, certainly. So he's not thinking clearly. But the difference is he can just create a Rasengan. And one of those, I think, does manage to hit Kimimaro. Not dead on, because that would actually cause Kimimaro a big problem. Already coughing up blood and only having hours of life left. But he does, maybe hit an arm and just boom, and actually almost break the arm. Kimimaro probably braced it with his dead bone pulse. It's like, that technique is very dangerous, Naruto Uzumaki. I'm sure he would have asked for his name. And then just, he's like, I'll have to rid you of those hands as you try to rid me of mine. And the clones, that's pretty much all you get. Kimimaro Rock Lee fight, same. Really, it's not until you get to the Naruto Sasuke fight that things take a different turn. Or at least a change in how the events play out. So, obviously, again, Naruto and Sasuke are facing off. Sasuke is mocking him with the Sharingan. And Naruto, and Sasuke, remember, Sasuke also was getting really cocky, too. He got right up in Naruto. To which Naruto then just lightly grabs onto his shirt, grabs onto him, and then grips his shoulders, and Naruto says, you got too close, Sasuke. And Sasuke smiles like, what? And all of a sudden he just sees the wrist thing. He's like, and Naruto's like, just tries to jam it. Sasuke barely gets out of the way. Naruto uses the Gale Palm. And I like this idea to use the Gale Palm with. Because Naruto, again, only has 2 Winjutsu. But instead uses the Gale Palm because he can't really work the Rasengan there. Flips his hand, Gale Palms and uses the thrust momentum to bitch Sasuke backhand style. And then Naruto just starts to beat the hell out of him. The pin just boom, throws some clones at him. Sasuke's now got his curse mark activated. Naruto then goes in the fox form. They're clashing. It's about even. Naruto is though holding his own a lot more effectively. Sasuke, goes into his second state curse mark. Naruto goes in the one tail. And Naruto, again, Sasuke! They clash. But Naruto, when he really has to still, can use two Rasengan, or Rinnegan. I think that was the name for the technique, wasn't it? I'm looking it up right now, actually. Because I remember he actually named using two Rasengan at the same time. I'm like, that's just, you could just say dual Rasengan. Honestly, dual Rasengan is better, it sounds better than Rasengan. But I remember that name. That's the thing. I remember that name. Rasengan. Let's see here now. Geez. Okay. Yeah, that's right. It was under Sage Art, wasn't it? Rasengan Flash. No, regeneration ability. That, I guess that's not labeled as a technique, I guess. Come on. I know they listed it under here. Are they not listing all the Rasengan variants anymore? Maybe it got a new name or something. But yeah, he uses two Rasengan. And so when they clash, because Naruto is doing everything he can to beat Sasuke and bring him back, not kill him. And Sasuke, luckily, is powerful enough that the Rasengan probably wouldn't kill him. Hell, the Chidori in the chest didn't kill Naruto. To be fair, though, we don't know what would have happened if Naruto had landed the clean shot on Sasuke, too. It's implied that Naruto might have been actually able to kill Sasuke. Implied, mind you. But Naruto, it just extends the Fox Chuck because he's not realized that he's extending Naruto. So he extends the Rasengan. So the first Rasengan hits and scratches his headband. He gets hit in the chest with the Chidori. But because he extended the arm, the other Rasengan did hit Sasuke right in the gut. Just boom! And Sasuke still hits Naruto, although because of the force of Rasengan, he's not able to get as deep. Still, Naruto's got a puncture wound in his chest. A big fist-sized one. So, and then they clash, and unlike before, they're both on the ground. They're both just, Naruto's barely conscious, Sasuke's barely conscious. You idiot. You're the idiot. I told you, didn't I? But you wouldn't listen. I'm your friend. I'm not gonna let you go and ruin everything in your life, no matter what. Because no matter what, I'm your friend. And that's what friends do. And Sasuke again just, damn you, idiot. And despite it all, he's angry. He's like, he lost. He lost to Naruto. like both of them on the ground. It's technically a draw, but he's like, damn it. I've beaten you to a draw. Tim. It's like, no. You win this round, Naruto. And Naruto's like, I beat you first. Laugh it up. And Kakashi gets there and realizes, they're both alive. Oh, thank God. Hey, Kakashi-sensei. I told you I'd bring him back. And so, Kakashi gets them both and heads off. Now, we're in a very unique spot. Naruto didn't get Sasuke. And Sasuke's going to be under some surveillance, let's say, for a while. Actually, we can go on about 5 more minutes. Let's just talk about this a bit more. Naruto is, recovering. Sakura is happy that Sasuke's back. And, Sasuke doesn't really know what to say to Sakura right now. He does apologize. But really, at the same time, he's still, being influenced by the curse mark. And he's still angry about the whole thing. But at the same time, they even bring up to us like, you were given the curse mark by Orochimaru. They even made it even more powerful. That even Jiraiya points out, they even upgraded it to the final form, and yet Naruto was still able to beat you. What does that say? And then Sasuke does like, yeah, if the dweeb was going to be right about one thing, and just as he's being, cuffed off, because he's going to be in, let's be honest, he's going to be in jail for a little bit. Fortunately, they're going to make, special comedy. He's the last Uchiha, all that, and as long as the curse mark's taken care of, under control, and, it doesn't promise, they'll put surveillance seals and stuff on him, but yeah. Meanwhile, and Sakura goes and goes like, Sasuke! And again, she doesn't go to see Naruto first. She doesn't. And yeah, and Sasuke and Naruto wakes up and Sakura's not there. Everyone hears what happened, that Sasuke left, and most everyone actually goes to see Naruto because, and especially everyone who was on the team. Neji is still alive, barely. Choji and him are recovering. Probably not in the same hospital room, though. Kiba and Akamaru and Shikamaru both go in and, say hi, and, look at him and say, good job, Naruto. Good job. If anyone could have done it, Naruto, it was you. Yeah, I hate to admit it, but you're pretty damn, you're probably a better man than me for now, but don't think this is going to be the end of it, Naruto. Me and Akamaru are going to get far stronger than you. Just you wait. So, yeah, right, dog breath. And also coming in there is, surprisingly, although I guess you could say Choji and, I think they had their own separate hospital rooms, is Ino, and I'm trying to think of any other female ninja. I mean, Tenten, I don't really see a reason to be coming in there. Although Lee could just be stopping in too, giving his regards and saying how impressed he was with Naruto. Tamari could be in there too. So, a few people, a few of the female shinobi, the kunoichis come in. And Tamari, it says, Tamari and Shamari and Ino give their regards, like, about good job. Tamari, as a professional, says, now, you did a good job there, Naruto. Thanks, Tamari. And Ino is just like, thank you for bringing Sasuke back, Naruto. We don't know what we. We're really glad that you're here and that you were able to bring him back. And she actually gives him some flowers, and she's like, thanks, Ino. I was like, where is Forehead, by the way? Shouldn't she be thinking he does that? And Naruto kind of like, no, she's checking with Sasuke right now. And then and they all, and even tomorrow, everyone's like, wow, bitch. It's like, well, and Ino's like, well, is it? Well, thank you. It's like, and she's actually kind of like blushed a little. It's like, don't get used to this. And she gives him like a little peck, like a peck on the cheek. And he's like, thanks, Ino. It's like, don't get any ideas. It's like, nope, nothing. No, and that's not me necessarily. I'm just saying, if there's these little moments here that sprinkling around that we could go that route. I'm not saying we will. There's actually plenty of other options out there. Because without Hinata and without any real established romance, like earlier on, there's actually quite a few options we can go with, which we'll probably discuss later on as the series progresses. But I like the throwing those little moments in there is fun. And plus, I could really see that where Ina's very grateful and sees Naruto actually is a good person and all that. And she just, wanted to give him, like, congratulations that Sakura clearly isn't doing. So, giving him a little kiss on the cheek. And I'm sure Shino or someone who might be mocked for saying, no, it's well, I thought you had a thing for Sasuke. Well, I mean, I do, but I do know that it was just being nice. Nice. Yeah, it looked like you're being a little more friendly in it. And Naruto certainly didn't seem to mind it after all. I was like, you shut up! Into which Naruto actually kind of adds a little bit of blush and a cheeky grin. Like, and now that he thinks about it, I was like, Ino might have been a fangirl, but she actually never was, at least from what we saw in the anime and the manga, she was never really that mean. She was probably mean to Naruto, but not Sakura level, I'm abusing you and punching you straight in the face, on the forehead, in the gut, all that. And he's like, yeah, and Jiraiya's like, well, looks like you're turning into quite the lazy man, aren't you, Naruto? That's pretty sage. Stop calling me that. Why don't you say, good job on that, kid. You did what I couldn't. You were able to bring your friend home. And wait, what do you mean? It's like, and he explains a little bit about Orochimaru and him, that he was his best friend, and he tried and he failed. So really now, it's like, he says, like, we're preparing for a training trip now. About the training trip, he's going to take him out of the village for a while, and it's like, yeah. The Akatsuki are coming for you, and we got to be prepared. Right. No, right. Let's do it. When you're ready, we'll leave. And so they leave. Everyone gives their regards. And so it's all good. He even let Sasuke out to, like, say his final goodbyes. Like, yeah, don't get used to it. You better come back stronger, Naruto, because trust me. after that fight we had. I don't think I'm going to be slacking. Yeah, I hope. I don't want to be too easy kicking your butt. And but they actually give a friendly handshake. It's like, yeah, we're friends. And so Naruto heads off for his 3-year training mission. That's where we'll leave it. We're already at the 3-year training mission. We're only on part 3. Even I'm surprised at how quickly this what if is progressing, to be honest. But really, there's some significant minor changes, but like the overall story isn't greatly affected. That's the difference. It's not like when Naruto is raised by a certain character, adopted, or has a certain Kekkei Genkai, or a certain ability, or something like that. It's not like that. It is a change that it wasn't directly about Naruto himself. And I think that's the key thing here that is really affecting this what if in a very different way than others, is that the what if scenario was not directly about Naruto himself. And I think that is the key difference. Because Naruto himself wasn't changed at all in any like drastic way. Yeah, he's stronger, sure, but it's a different type of stronger here. It's more about a natural growth instead of like having innate natural Kekkei Genkai, Rinnegan, Sharingan, Zanpakuto ability, all that. No, it's just an outside change that has motivated him to increase his training and be better than what he is. So that is what part 3 of What If Neji Killed Hinata. Join us on Sunday for it is Sunday, right? Yeah, Sunday for part 4. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, who wants to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. See you later.